You ready?
Yeah.
Hey guys, Kiwi here. In this video, I'll be breaking down discussing the second trailer for the Breaking Bad movie, El Camino. The first trailer was just more of a teaser, while this trailer actually focuses on Jesse Pinkman and his story following the events of the Breaking Bad ending. With that being said, major warning of spoilers for Breaking Bad and possibly Better Call Saul, and let's jump right into this. So, as I just said, in this trailer we actually get to see Jesse and a lot of him. The trailer starts out with flashing lights from cop cars coming over the hill, followed by a quick cut to Jesse hiding in his El Camino car with a gun out. If you'll remember, at the end of Breaking Bad, cops showed up to the compound just moments after Jesse escaped, so it's not unlikely that they'd immediately try to chase him down. Now, ever since my last video on this movie and the initial teaser trailer, we've discussed in the comment section that El Camino is actually referring to the type of car that Jesse is seen driving away in at the end of the show, and they're advertising the movie to have Jesse and the car alongside each other like some sort of tag team duo. Sure enough, Jesse is driving an El Camino in the trailer for a lot of it, along with in many other promo images for the movie, but we'll have to wait and see if he actually keeps the car on the run for the whole movie or if they'll switch things up partway through. The trailer then cuts to Jesse desperately arriving on Skinny Pete's doorstep, and Badger's also there, who was recently confirmed to be in the movie as well. They were Jesse's closest friends ever since before he even met Walt, so with no one else to turn to, he asks them for help. I'm not too sure how long he'll be staying here, but he'll probably just ask for a quick clean off and a rest, and then he'll be back on the road, because it's probably not a smart idea for him to hide out in the same town, staying at his friend's house. Speaking of which, considering Skinny Pete is getting interviewed by the police in the initial teaser trailer, I wonder if that's before or after Jesse arrives at his place. Is he getting interviewed just because he was friends with Jesse? Or is he getting interviewed because maybe the cops were onto the fact that Jesse stayed at his house? Could a neighbor maybe have witnessed him arriving there or leaving, or maybe the cops showed up and found some of Jesse's DNA there, or even just some of his stuff that's still at Skinny Pete's house even after Jesse has left? From what Skinny Pete told the cops, we know that he won't rat out Jesse, but that doesn't mean that the cops aren't close on his tail, and maybe they'll corner Skinny Pete and get him to say something by accident. So, as Jesse cleans up at his friend's house, you can see him finally putting his gun down in the shower. Like, yeah, he's really carrying his gun all the way up until he gets in the shower naked. He's really that paranoid. You can see all the dirt washing off of him, and as he looks at himself in the mirror, you can also see all of the abuse scars all over him from when he was captured and tortured to make that blue sky meth during the final season of Breaking Bad. In the next clip, we can see what I think is a flashback of Jesse and Mike, Mike, at the very same meeting place where Walt ends up shooting and killing Mike. Also, I may discuss this more in a future video if I find more to talk about, but Mike Ehrmantraut is confirmed to appear in the El Camino movie. They confirmed that at the Emmys, and the only thing that would make sense here would be flashbacks, as I don't think he's coming back from the grave, even though he's my favorite character. That's a tragedy that, I love to hate, I hate to love. I wouldn't change it, any other way. Maybe Walt could come back from the grave, but I don't think Mike's going to, so what I do wonder is, will this be the only flashback with Mike, or will we get multiple flashbacks throughout the movie? And also, if someone were to just hypothetically watch this movie without, seeing all of Breaking Bad, will the movie explain who the hell Mike is and why it's important that we're having flashbacks of him? Because Vince Gilligan and Aaron Paul have both talked about how it's not completely necessary to see Breaking Bad before seeing this movie, because the movie's going to do a pretty good job of summarizing why Jesse's on the run and why you should care for him, etc.
And I found grace in the black water, bathe my soul, tell my heart I I told you so. I lay like bait in the lion.
Moving on, we can also see a photo of Brock and his mom Andrea, who was sadly killed near the end of Breaking Bad while they made Jesse watch. Pretty fucked up. And this was one of the scenes featured in the promotional Breaking Bad montage music video of all of Jesse's big moments throughout the show. And now I'm thinking more and more of just what they put in that El Camino music video and why, because everything they showed in that video montage must relate to Jesse's story in the movie one way or another, right? The thing is though, if the Brock kid is in the movie, so many years have passed, they need to get a different actor, right? They're not going to do the same thing that they did in the TV show Lost, where they had that one kid show back up like years later, but you know, he was a lot older and taller because that's how the real world works. Now, that photo of Brock and Andrea is actually the same photo that Todd and Jack's Nazi gang used against Jesse when they captured him by posting that photo in the meth lab for him to see. Maybe the cops will find this photo and link her death to Jesse, Walt, and the neo-Nazis. Could this also tip them off that Jesse may go and try and reconnect with Brock as well? Moving on, watching Jesse dig a shovel into the dry desert originally made me believe that he's going to maybe dig up some old dirty drug money, but who knows if he'll actually be successful in remembering where that is. But regardless, looking at the second shot of this scene shows that that might not be the case, because there's what appears to be a body rolled up and tied up in a carpet with some red hair dangling out the end. So, who is this dead person and why is Jesse burying them? This is also when he has his long hair still, so before he goes to Skinny Pete's house and gets cleaned up. Did he kill someone because they recognized him or they were a threat to him? And also, if someone did recognize him, was it a bad guy, so to speak, or was it a cop, or did Jesse maybe even just murder an innocent civilian to keep himself hidden from the police? It's also noteworthy that this could be him burying Andrea, but that would be weird. Maybe Todd forced him to, I don't know, but that hair doesn't really look like the same hair that Andrea has. It looks like a brighter red color, so I'm not too sure who that body belongs to. Now, next up, there's a clip in the trailer that shows Jesse letting a beetle crawl on his hand. Kinda random. I wasn't really going to say anything about it, but I actually saw in a YouTube comment that it's a reference to one time he was waiting to meet Skinny Pete, and he did the same thing with a similar beetle, let it crawl across his hand, just for Skinny Pete to later walk up and step on it when he finally meets up with him. Also, in the next scenes, we can see Jesse's face and full name shown on television with a suspect wanted above his face. No surprise there, but it just further shows how everyone across the country is probably on the lookout for his name and face, just like Walter White when he went missing for a while. This TV is in a junkyard, and it looks like a crane is pulling up a broken bits of a vehicle or something, but is this anything significant, or is this just filler? Is this possibly the place where the classic meth RV lab was crushed, or is this just a new, unimportant junkyard, and maybe just the main point of it is showing Jesse's face on the TV screen? Now, the trailer ends with Jesse setting up some sort of trap where a blowtorch is on and pointed at another tank glowing red hot at this point, along with being surrounded by many other tanks. This seems to be a timed explosion that will act as some sort of distraction or defense, most likely for Jesse to get away from the police pursuing him, although it does seem a little strange that he's going all Rambo on them. Like, that doesn't really seem like his character, but who knows, we'll just have to wait and see for the full context of this scene. But now for the big moment at the end of the trailer.
You ready?
Who is Jesse facing off against? At the end of the trailer, we can see him talking to someone, and they're asking him if he's ready, and he replies saying yeah. Now, there's been a ton of speculation circling around the internet trying to figure out who this mysterious voice is. Is he someone from the existing Breaking Bad universe, or is he a new character entirely? Some think it's Walt, some think it's Mike, others think it could be Ed the Disappearer, the vacuum cleaner guy who gave Saul his fake gene ID for Nebraska. I would predict that it's Ed the Disappearer, but should it really be him. He was the answer for Saul and Walt in Breaking Bad. People are theorizing about Ed being the solution to Nacho's issue in Better Call Saul, and now people are also theorizing that Ed could be the answer for Gene's situation again, maybe, and now especially Jesse, who's running from the cops and needs to disappear now more than ever. But there's two issues here. One, I don't really like how Ed is just turning out to be the go-to theory for any time someone is in a bad situation and needs to disappear. Like, yeah, okay, it makes a lot of sense, and I do kind of support it, but I don't want it to be the answer every time, you know what I mean? Like, how many times has someone needed to disappear before in this universe? Just because they brought him up at the end of Breaking Bad shouldn't mean that they should just use Ed as a get-out-of-jail-free card every time they need a fan-favorite character to get away safely. Also, the second issue here is that Jesse is probably just as, if not more, of a hot of a client than Walt was in Breaking Bad, who Ed already said was his most dangerous client yet. If Ed could barely tend to Walt, would he really help Jesse out? And especially after Walt went against the protection and returned to Albuquerque. Now on Twitter, a fan account, It's Saul Goodman, actually posted a video comparing all of the voices, so I'm gonna go ahead and play these clips a few times for you to try and make some sense of it.
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
You ready?
You ready?
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
You ready?
You ready?
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
You ready?
You ready?
In my opinion, it kinda doesn't really sound like any of them, but if I had to choose, I would say Walt, I guess, because, you know, the fact that Walt says, "So are you ready?" while the El Camino clip just says, "You ready?" If you try and kind of compare the two, take out the fact that it's slightly different wording, they do sound very similar, with the only difference being that in Walt's clip, he has an upward inflection at the end of it. He says, "So are you ready?" And if you took away that upward inflection, it'd be pretty accurate.
You ready?
You ready?
You ready?
You ready?
You ready?
You ready?
But wait, there's more. Also, in the comments of the post, there are replies showing that if you turn the subtitles on the trailer in Netflix, it says that Walt is the person talking, but then if you turn the subtitles on YouTube, it just says man. So, is this actually Netflix giving away more than YouTube in the subtitles? I can't imagine that they'd title it Walt if it's not actually him, even if they do end up changing it, and even if YouTube titles the voice man, that doesn't really disprove that Netflix originally titled it Walt. One final opinion is that this whole ending to the trailer is a trick. What if the "you ready" isn't actually Jesse talking to someone, but what if it's cut from a different scene and it's showed this way due to the editing? Trailers have tricked us before, and so it's possible that Jesse could be maybe having an inner monologue with himself, or this could be cutting in and out of some sort of flashback conversation that Jesse is having with Walt inside of his head, and that it's vaguely possible that the clip of the mystery man followed by Jesse responding to him could be edited together strangely, either for the trailer meant to mislead us or just for the movie itself, but we'll have to wait and see. What do you guys think? Let me know what you guys thought of the trailer down below, who you think the mystery voice is, along with just your initial reactions to it in general. I'd appreciate a like on the video if you've enjoyed anything I've said today, as I'm always thankful with you guys helping me appease the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe and hit that bell notification thing for more content of the Breaking Bad universe in the near future, but that's pretty much it for today, guys. Look out for more content on the channel soon. I'm going to be trying to do more theories and predictions and that sort of thing instead of just doing a video whenever a trailer releases. I've just been really busy with life recently. I hope you guys understand, but I thank you guys all so much for watching and sticking with me, and I'm really excited for this El Camino movie, but until next time, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out.